I'm going to do the rest of this video separate. I keep fucking up my nail polish because this is a serious topic, and I would like to use this opportunity as I'm experiencing this episode. I'm going to call it a complex PTSD episode, but no one knows what to call it. I've asked 2 doctors and my therapist, and they all go, well, how important is it for you to know exactly what it's called? And I was like, it's not important, but like, if I did something shitty or I like hurt someone on accident because I didn't know who I was, or I said something mean or just socially awkward because at one point I thought I was 5 years old and I didn't know how to read anymore. Have you ever been a 30-year-old adult and you look at your phone and you don't know how to read and all you can read are pictures? I literally communicated with only emojis for a few hours and I was like, oh my god, no wonder my little cousin, when she was like 2, 3, 4, she used to text people emojis. She would steal her mama's phone and go on her Facebook Messenger and send everyone emojis. And she would talk to us through emojis. And I just think it's so wholesome that technology has enriched our lives in so many ways. It's just so fucked up how corruption, capitalism, white cis men just fucking make everything worse. Like, I'm not saying, I have to say this carefully. I'm not saying that the world would be a better place if there were less self aware cis white men. But if I didn't say that and you knew who I was, if you know, you know. So, yeah. I need to put this down though. I don't like holding it. I gotta stand for that reason, so I'm not gonna do that shit anymore. It's just gonna be weird positioning and stuff. I don't care if you see my crotch, it's probably gonna happen a lot. While I figure out how to do this shit. I need a pillow though. This has nothing to do with being stoned or crazy. This is just me. I've always been like this, but I'm cold. I'm gonna get a blanket. Oh, and my bag of snacks. Fuck. And then what if I want to look about this book? I got this book about food. What if I want to look at the pictures of the sandwiches or the hot dogs? Sometimes I just like to get really stoned and look at food. I am so stoned right now. Oh my god. I've done like 4 dabs because that's the dabs amount I've done, including the reclaim I had to smoke from doing them wrong so many times the first time. I am. For how sedating Gorilla Glue is, I'm fucking flying. And it's fun. I still don't understand why they're like, go to the mental hospital. Bitch, let me get 5 days off work, smoke really good weed, look at food. That sounds way more fun. Fucking kidding me? I didn't mean for this to happen. My hair has been receding since I started testosterone, and I've been trying to not make it noticeable. I've been having a lot of depression because I spent the last like 6 years of my life trying different mental health medications to manage my bipolar disorder, which my diagnosis changed. I graduated from bipolar 2. Now I'm officially bipolar 1. And I asked, and my psychiatrist said that you don't get a winner's certificate for winning bipolar disorder because being the number 1 bipolar disorder is not a victory. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. If you say I was bipolar 2 and now I'm bipolar 1, that is a ranking system, and now I'm number 1. And they're like, you have racing thoughts. Bitch, I'm mad. The world is fucked up. All my friends are suffering. Everyone I care about is in danger. The country is falling apart. And the medical system is transphobic. And I'm not a man and I'm not a woman. And whenever I go to the doctor and they look at me and they see my paperwork and my medical history, let's just say I feel a lot more like a human when I get to be alone when I'm sick. People, Society doesn't deserve certain people. Our experiences are unique, beautiful, and inspiring. And it's heartbreaking because it shouldn't have to be. All of my friends, everyone close to me right now, what we're going through, this collective trauma from all angles of our politics right now in the country of America. My network is all across north, south, east, west, midwest, mid plains, some mountains. What's going on in Seattle right now is fucking heartbreaking. Houston, even Austin, and Chicago, New York, Atlanta. I just don't understand why people think that I should be happy right now. Why should I be happy when everyone that I love is being hurt just because they're alive? And there's no pill you can give me to make this not be real. This is real. And we have to fix it. I really hope that people are getting this message from the past 5 years in this country. Millennials, Gen Z, you know what has to happen. And it won't be long before we can do it. So just stay with us. Because we're going to need elders. Because people like us I don't have elders. The trash man's coming. But there aren't queer elders. Over 75% of our community has been killed because of structural, institutionalized queer phobia. Everyone in this country that is not a white cis man, everyone, there's some way we're being hurt even if you don't know about it. And you need to stop trying to get into their world. You don't want to be a cishet, straight, conservative, alt-right man in this country. That type of masculinity, you know who it hurts the most? You know who toxic masculinity hurts the most? It hurts men. Toxic masculinity hurts men the most. And you want to know why? Because it's men who tell men that they have to rape. It's men who tell men that they can't cry. It's men who tell them to suck it up. When you aren't allowed to cry, when you can't express your emotions your entire fucking life, they start that toxic shit before these kids can talk. Be a man. Toughen up. Tough love. Boys will be boys. You know how it be. They can't help it. Impulse control. I wasn't raised a man. I was raised a woman. And I saw and I felt that inequality I was told, you're bossy, you're dramatic, you crybaby. And you know what? I've been the most successful person out of the people I grew up with because I believe in putting out into the world what you want to get back. And I don't believe in getting what you want and then sharing just a little bit of it. Because if I give what I have to those who care about me and I invest my life into my community, I'm gonna be taken care of. The government comes and goes. I don't fucking trust the cops, and I never will. And if you love me and I'm suicidal, come to my house, take my car keys, and anything that I could hurt myself with in this house, which is literally just a knife. Take those and lock the doors and put up a little comfy room with some pillows and as much weed as possible. Indica, heavy indica, Gorilla Glue #2 is my favorite. I'll also take some do-si-dos. There's a few, just let me know. I know what I like. That's all I'm saying. And I know some options. But if I'm suicidal, don't call the cops on me. Don't fucking call the cops on me. Don't call the cops on anyone who is suicidal. Call them. Go to their house. They're not going to hurt you. And if they try to hurt you, close the door and then call an ambulance 911 and say someone is hurt. They're hurting. They're not hurting you. It hurts to experience psychosis. I have such severe night terrors because of my complex PTSD. I have night terrors every night this week that I'm being brutally murdered, stalked, and assassinated for being alive. And one of my fragments of me that I'm experiencing lately is I wake up and I'm a toddler again in my brain. The world is, I'm child, it lasts about 45 minutes and then the fog passes. But I wake up from night terrors, and I'm not talking about a nightmare. Woke up with night terrors. And the one I woke up from, the last time I had a good night's sleep, was I had been walked up to with a sword and someone sliced me down from here all the way in half, basically. And I was ahead. I looked down, I saw my organs falling out of my body, and then world distorted because my spine had broken and my head had fallen off, and that's when I woke up. And I was a toddler when I woke up like that. It was really scary. So, leave me alone to my devices. When I'm sad and suicidal, it'll pass. This is temporary. This is not my first rodeo. My first suicide attempt, I was 9. I can't even count how many I've had. So, I don't need the cops. I've never been institutionalized. I have been on so many medications, so many therapists, so many programs. I do everything I can, but it's community oriented. I do not trust the police. I never will. And if you love me, you know that they won't help me. You know. Just respect that. That's all I'm saying.